Hello guys, how are you? Now in this video let me show you my way of testing an airflow meter. As you can see right now on the screen, I have my measured mass airflow and I have my objective mass airflow. Your measured one must be equal or higher than the objective one. So I have my measured for about 500 milligrams per stroke. So the way that you need to see if you are doing a correct, if the airflow meter is doing a correct job, is as you are accelerating your car, even if you have low power, because if you have low power you are going to want to see if this is working correctly, okay? So the symptom is your car has no power, it appears to have no boost or something, and you want to see if your mass airflow meter is working correctly. So even though the car has no power, you need to see if the airflow meter is doing a correct reading. And what you need to see is a constant uprising curve on the mass of the air. So it must go to at least 300 milligrams to around 1000 milligrams. So as I am accelerating the car, I'm going to start my journey now. First gear, 2000, second gear, 2000. And you can see the uprising of the air being sucked through the engine. Now this is the perfect working condition unit, so you will not see anything wrong with this, but later on the video I'll do some things to provoke some problems, so you to understand where does your car may have the problem. So I am on 5th gear, 2000 RPM, foot down. Okay, immediately to 1100, it stays at 1000, 3000 RPM. Okay, now 900, and this is normal because now the turbo is doing so much pressure and it does not need as much mass airflow as it needs while the engine is at his highest torque. So you are expecting to see the highest number of the mass airflow when the engine is torquing really hard. Between 2000 RPM and 4000 RPM is the magic band to check out your mass airflow meter. Now I will provoke some problems to help you understand where does your car may have the problem. So when I have lack of power on my turbo cars, what I like to do is to check these 4 parameters. These are for mass airflow and these are for pressure of the turbo, of the turbocharger. Like I told you earlier, I have my objective mass airflow, I have my measured mass airflow, I have here my pressure, objective pressure of the turbo, and I have my real pressure of the turbo. The symptom is until the 3000 RPM mark, the car has no power. I am at 2000 RPM, foot down, accelerator, no power, no power. To 3000, now power. And a lot of it, really a lot of power. Okay, above 3000, everything okay, as you can see here. Okay, lot of power. Now, the thing is, as you are watching your objective mass airflow, for example, I'm here at 2000 RPM, accelerator down, and my mass airflow is not that great. It is good, but not that great. But observe well the pressure of the turbo. It is really low, non-existent almost. So the thing is, if you only check this mass airflow, you will replace your mass airflow meter with that Chinese crap sold on internet crazy stores, and it will be the same or worse because your new air meter, it's garbage. So check very well if your pressure is good, because if you don't have enough pressure, obviously the engine will not have enough flow passing through the meter, because it does not swallow as much air as it could have swallowed. Okay, let's do. I hope you can understand this. I already did a video for the mass airflow and for the pressure of the turbo, how to determine the pressure of the turbo, a problem on it, so I leave down on the description. Let's do another one more fault, so to understand what can be wrong with your airflow meter. So the next problem, you can already see it. Something is not right. The car is at idle, as you can see. Well, you cannot see, but something is not right. So watch my measured airflow and watch my measured boost. The car has no power, and above 3000 RPM it gets a little bit of more of power, but not as much as the previous symptom. So the symptoms are almost the same, but the parameters are off. Airflow meter, watch that, completely low, and the turbo, very nice, 2000 RPM. Watch the turbo, the last parameter. The turbo is excellent, but the car has no power. So you have a problem with your airflow meter. Well, not quite. Yes, you can have really a problem on the airflow meter, but remember something. The function of the airflow meter is to understand the quantity of air that is being sucked through the engine. If you have a clogged exhaust system, attention to the DPFs and FAP systems, okay? If you have a clogged exhaust, then you will not have as much intake as you have to have on the perfect system, okay? Therefore, a clogged exhaust will get you with these numbers on the airflow meter and will have a fault code related to airflow mass. And then you replace your airflow meter and the car is the same or worse, because the airflow meters now are all Chinese crap on whatever internet websites and apps, and it's a mess. So another thing that you may have to have attention to is if you have a tear on some pipe on the intake part between the airflow meter and the turbo, this will happen too. Because imagine this, if you have 100% of the air passing through the airflow meter, you have 500 milligrams, right? If I have half of that on the tear somewhere, half of the air will not pass through the airflow meter, therefore the airflow meter will only read half of the value. What about the fault codes? I don't care. I really don't. The fault codes are a symptom that you want to see the fault codes, but you don't want to go blinded by them. What you need to do, what you need to see are the parameters. Everything that I did so far on this playlist about the Autel machine, do you see that I always see the parameters? I know it's a bit boring for some of you to see something that you do not understand fully yet, but if you don't do that, you will enter a money pit. You'll replace a bunch of things, and at the end, it's all the same or worse, because the new parts are fake or low quality or whatever, and you have a worse quality car than the one that you begin with. So again, on this mass airflow meter, if you have a tear on this pipe, for example, if you have a tear on the intake pipe that goes to the turbo, that is very common to happen, you will have a fault code related to the mass airflow. And then again, you replace your mass airflow meter and the car is the same or worse. So beware that this intake pipe is all coming together, it's all nice and good, no tears, no nothing. Remember this EGR over here. If the EGR is cracked open, for example, or stuck open, you will have an intake that is not measured, because the engine is sucking air, whatever it can, and it will suck air through the EGR, and then you will have less air coming through the meter, and will have a fault code related to the meter. But the problem is not the meter, it is that stuck EGR valve, or the DPF that is blocked, and you cannot have exhaust coming out of the exhaust, and now you have a fault code related to the airflow meter, because the airflow meter is not enough. Can you understand this? I hope I am being clear with this. I know that English is not my language, but I'm trying to do the best I can. For about 2 years of channel, I think I'm a little bit better at speaking to you. And if you think what I'm trying to say is not good enough, please tell me on the comments below so I can be better at trying to explain you what is what. Further down the line, I'll try to do more videos about these problems, but this video is just about it. If you know what to expect from the parameters, you will find the problem. Whether you have a problem with air mass flow or a problem with the turbo, one of those is the problem for sure. Do not mix them together. One does not cause the other, okay? Down on the description, you have more links for videos related to this one, more links for videos related to all things automotive, and also helps for the channel if you want to. As you are down there, please hit that like button, consider subscribe, and share with your friends. I see you next time, guys. Bye!